Full 3 days ago, the snow has really not been cleared from Memphis, so the fans were told stay home for their safety. Some didn't listen.
Watch us.
We salute them. Those of you at home who did listen, we salute you too. South Florida
was in the country at some point this year.
They're ranked 10th right now. They've won 10 straight. Time for the fourth longest active streak in Division I. But South Florida, no pushover. The Bulls at 9-5, a 2-1 start in conference play under first-year head coach Amir Abdur-Rahim. Two fun, exciting teams meeting for the first time this season, and South Florida with the basketball to start.
I feel badly, South Florida, no mention in the open, but the reality is this South Florida, Memphis is the story, but this...
For USF, he also blocked 5 shots, and he had 5 steals, and right now his team on a Chris Youngblood jumper has the first 4 points.
I think in the game today, it takes some time to figure out how you can be impactful, and some guys, you got to be impactful with the energy, and that's something Pryor can do. But if Javon Quinterly's going to...
18.1 a game, Quinterly has the Tigers' first 2.
It's weird being here with this place not rocking.
It really is.
And yes, outside it's been tough.
There's a pull-up 3. Youngblood sticks it. He's got 5, and South Florida's hit its first 3 shots. Chris Youngblood, 15 a game to lead USF, and here's Quinterly again. He creates the space, and he scores at the rim.
It is good to explore ball screen options.
Mark. Stroud kept it alive. Pryor's got it back. Pryor misses it too strong, and David Jones, Memphis' leading scorer, has the rebound and feeds Quinterly, who misses from 3, but Jones cleans it up.
And that transition 3, I absolutely love it when you have...
The little-used freshman in the game right now, wearing number 5 for Memphis. Around his screen, this is Selton Miguel as it knocked away. The freshman Sharon Font making a play defensively. Hardaway's layup not close. Tomlin's there to scored over 100 in its last 2 games. First time they've done that since December 1986. Good shot fake Hardaway. Fouled on a 3 and he banks it in.
I'm going to say the best thing about that is just the assertiveness, right? Just to look, pump fake, get a shot up. I like the aggression from Ashton Hardaway early.
Scored in 3 of his last 10, Ashton Hardaway.
I think Nick Jourdain's going to be real important for this group. He allows them to play small. When they get that group in there to start to pick up the pace.
Quinterly back in the game for the freshman Sharon Font. Selton Miguel set up with a screen. Miguel around and out for 3. Hines, a good offensive rebounder, has it. Another good look, and Miguel finally gets South Florida back on the board. Snaps a 6-minute-plus scoring drought for the Bulls.
That's one of the scramble-type defenses that you've got to adjust to if you're Memphis, right? If Dandridge is going to go out, scramble to contest, everybody else has to pick up rebounding.
David Jones answers in the paint. Quinterly runs for Memphis. Jones into the corner. This is Hardaway. On the drive, a dump for Dandridge, who missed it, who followed it. Tomlin's follow is there. Everybody touched the ball on that.
You become a distributor as well.
Miguel around and out again, and here comes Quinterly, and when the eyes are up for Memphis, it's a dangerous thing. Tomlin wraps it in. Amir Abdur-Rahim needs it. Leading Boston Celtics, followed by the Brooklyn Nets versus Los Angeles Lakers.
Good job. Way to add something to the promo read.
Thank you. Some of us supplement. Miguel thought about a 3. Yeah, floated it in the corner instead. Hines, and he rattles home at 2s. Jourdain Walton back on the floor for Memphis, which has its starting 5 out there. Dandridge has a big size advantage on Walker and just plays bully ball.
It's the culmination of a lot of things, and to live through that with a kid, I think we underestimate that. We don't get to do that as broadcasters. I envy that.
David Jones fights through traffic, and Jones, an early 7 points, could be 8 at Americans' leading scorer, David Jones, has 8. And then he had a mere 19 in their 112-86 demolition of Wichita State. Here he is again. Right-handed this time. Oh, goodness. A big top-level 3-point opportunity. 2 fouls on Hines.
To be versatile and fast and different. Then you come back with Dandridge and even Tomlin at the same time, and then you're even more different. Just adds to the disruption of this team.
Transfer from Temple in his first year. Youngblood into Quinterly. Youngblood draws a foul.
Find yourself chasing the play.
And that horns down motion. Makes the people very mad at him.
And there was conviction behind everything that he said. It was substantive, right? He knows there's no hype around the program. He's got to build it.
David Jones bangs home another 2. He's got 13. And Youngblood, their big scores. Reed throws it away. Naquan Tomlin for Memphis. They have been lethal in transition so far. And 3 more from Jones. It's the last 11 for Memphis. He is single-handedly outscoring South Florida. 7 to shoot for Pryor. Kaysen Pryor.
Not because it's loud, a tough environment, because it's kind of sleepy.
Jones again. Got his defender Stroud in the air. Got his own miss back. Jones, about 100 different shot fakes, and he finally gets it to go. That is patience in the eye of a storm.
Pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. Pump fake, pump fake. Ball fake, pump fake. Shot. I thought it was going to be a 3-second call soon enough.
He's got the last 13 for Memphis, 18 in the game for Jones. Pryor over Jones, tough 2, and Pryor gets the bounce, and then he gives himself a little N1 celebration.
Like you can. More important, you know.
Can you spell it? And it went over Rice on Saturday. Pryor trying to wall up here.
Wait. Please tell me you saw the look back. Did you see the Quinterly look back?
Miguel. Inside, there's a hard foul.
A great highlight.
Brandon Stroud, 5th
guard.
2 for Stroud. Youngblood, another one of those Kennesaw State transfers, is fouled. Remember, the fouls were 6-0 at one.
But you can't help yourself but to look up and go, ooh, that doesn't look good. For that, the human side of it, it's just real. Deal with it.
Youngblood goes 2 for 2, 81% free throw shooter.
That's like the idea of a makeup call. No, there's no such thing as a makeup call. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, of course there is. Tomlin inside. That's too easy for Naquan Tomlin. 6'10", 210 midseason edition after being dismissed from Kansas State.
I do think South Florida has struggled to get to the free throw line because they need to do more of this. Just attack matchups as opposed to trying to figure out the switch.
He pops it in the air for Walton, another Memphis offensive rebound. Good find by Walton. Aston Hardaway, no from 3. Tomlin gets position. Up and under again. Miguel. Hung up in the air, bailed out by Youngblood. Finds a cutting Hines, too strong. And another South Florida turnover. That's their 7th. Sharon Font, that's a blocking foul. The freshman Sharon Font will shoot a 1-and-1. Sharon Font hits the front. We've eliminated
thing that's going to happen to the game of college basketball because there's a high level for full 40. I mean, they do that in terms of pressure and intensity. But in terms of scoring, if they can do that consistently, you're just going to chase them the entire game.
Off the Youngblood miss, Hardaway has been shot happy today and drills his second 3.
Well, they had numbers. Hines went down and just moved the basketball a little bit. 5-on-4, you're going to get an open look. And it's just good to see Aston Hardaway shoot it with confidence.
Miguel, line drives into 2. Selden Miguel with 8 points off the bench. Not THICC thing. Plus air, deep one. From just inside the logo. Tough shooting night for South Florida. 4 for 16 from 3. Here comes Sharon Font. Knocked away. We've got a foul on the way up, according to Courtney Green. And Sharon Font's 3. And this team's so deep, they can hardly crack the lineup, but
yeah,
this is a nice little
things I've said. He has to adjust to a much quicker pace where he's got to make decisions just instinctually. The second you think, the second you're lost.
Pryor, Youngblood, and Miguel. 27 of South Florida's 29 here in the first half. This is Miguel creating space with a dribble and drilling at 3. Nice end of the half for him. And Hardaway's heave nearly hits the Jumbotron. It is still the largest halftime lead for Memphis this season.
Whether it's great or really good, Memphis has that ability, but they have to be able to turn it up and just bury an opponent.
You get Javon Quinterly, a good look out of the half. Good screen by Dandridge, who loves it. Quinterly hits
at their best. Not a lot of teams play their best defense from behind. Memphis does it really well.
Youngblood off a curl, knocked away by Jourdain. Here comes Memphis on the run. Quinterly, Jourdain. There's the throwdown. Reigning American Conference Player of the Week, Javon Quinterly. Well, this is a guy who could have easily won it. Pryor His shot is rebounded by a high-flying Kobe Knox. Pryor's open in the corner, wants another opportunity, and hits his second three of the game.
Developing some better instincts to avoid getting yourself into foul trouble constantly.
Shortain way up in the air. Pryor shoveled in the feet, got it out for three to Kobe Knox, and South Florida's within four.
And again, defensively and on the defensive glass. When they get rebounds and runouts, that's when they're at their best. Then they can set pressure and start to dictate the game a little bit more.
Reed out for Stroud at three. That's a big one. 3 straight threes for South Florida, and here come the Bulls.
The reality is South Florida's been more comfortable here to start this second half, and some of that's Memphis is doing. The other part is South Florida's being aggressive. You play Memphis and you play FAU, you're playing with house money.
Quinterly floats it. Dandridge with another Memphis offensive rebound. Malcolm Dandridge puts it back in off the 15th Memphis offensive rebound.
Pryor took one in the jaw there. Good physical play. I mean, there's really not an answer for Malcolm Dandridge.
Jones stripped it away. Pryor gets it back. Pryor is hit hard by Dandridge and fouled.
They got to the point where they're worth 30 million, 40 million, 50. And I thought, like, yeah, I played football too. It's like, yeah, not the way I did.
Free throw in his previous 2 games. Led South Florida back from 12 down in the second half to win. They're trying to come back from 15 down in the second half tonight. Quinterly gets around Pryor, and it's a pretty finish for Javon Quinterly. Calls himself a 6'10" guard. He has the size here on Jaden Hardaway. One-on-one in the paint. Pryor too strong. Offensive rebound is there and put back by Brandon Stroud.
Best, they have not been able to get out in transition in this second half.
Jones gets it back. Memphis has 15 offensive rebounds. They've given up 11, though. Quinterly around Placer. That's a foul against Jose Placer. His first.
One on a bingo card, Coach.
He and Quinterly certainly are 1-2, whatever order you want to slice it. There can only be one Highlander, however. Reed sets up a three for Knox. It's way too strong. Another offensive rebound for Stroud, though. USF continues to
a shell-like defense defending sets. You're really
a lot of home. Stroud 1 for 2. He's 1 for 4 in the game. The lead is 11 for the 10th ranked team of the country. Memphis, winners of 10 straight. Jones crosses over, gets to the rim and scores his first points. It is
15 feet, 30 feet from the basket. It's a lot of room, 15 to 30 feet.
Miguel and around Jones. Miguel answers.
Both
13
teams,
points for him.
Yeah, both teams capitalize, you know.
There's an air ball. Stroud, backdoor cut. Reed swings it. Youngblood, Pryor, Miguel. It ends in a three. It really deserved to.
It's because you skip leg day.
I skip all days. Reed with a burst. Got in the paint, drew 2 defenders. That leaves Youngblood open. Fakes the 3, hits the 2. It's a 6-point game. They've had a huge second half.
Well, they've done a good job keeping Memphis out of transition. Good job attacking the offensive glass. Create second chance opportunities.
Stroud get around Dandridge, and Stroud finishes at the rim.
This zone has really slowed Memphis down. I mean, really having to think, be calculated, where the ball goes, where you can attack. Just hasn't been much there.
Deep one, Quinterly. Needed it.
It's big. Still, you need shots to fall. And now you need rebounds and runouts if you're Memphis. But South Florida, again, capitalizing on space.
Reed got up in the air. Miguel with a deep one. Answers for South Florida. 5 for 9.
And then slowing Memphis down on this side with a zone that they have not been able to figure out.
Really stagnant offensively this half. Jones isolated with Pryor. Steps inside him and scores beautifully with the offense.
So more options you have.
Reed swatted away. Tomlin's got Young on the leak out. Miguel back to defend. And Young will shoot 2. Hit the deck hard on the Selt Miguel foul. His second. Across the face.
I would love to know what everybody that played in the NBA in the mid-90s thinks about that, even prior to that. I just think for Selton Miguel, and look, he does. He gets hit in the head a little bit. For Selton Miguel, he's trying to play the ball, and these were hate, but I strongly dislike when the officials come over.
8-point game, 7:20 to go. South Florida down 20 in the first half. They cut it to just 3 a few moments ago here in the second half. Can they get a bucket from Miguel? They sure can. He's been the bucket getter. Walton has it. 7 to shoot now for Walton. Crowds making sure they know it. Jourdain misses a 3. Rebound to Chris Youngblood. Up ahead, Miguel got behind the defense and scores inside of Jordan.
In the half court for Memphis offensively.
Jones into the body of Miguel. That's a deep back in. Jones is fouled by Miguel, who ended up draped all over him. Miguel's third foul, and
Miguel just pulls the chair here, right? There's the deep back down. He kind of just keeps backing off, trying to coax that, not charge, but travel. I don't know what was said.
To go, so 3-point game there, 4-point game here. And it's a technical foul on Naquan Tomlin. Make this a 1-possession game, and he will.
He takes his time.
No, not with Pryor.
He did. David Jones.
All right, remember the technicals before the Miguel person. And Jones goes one. On the handoff, Miguel. He has Jourdain switched onto him. Miguel backs him down. Jourdain has the lead. Miguel has the outlet. Placer had Miguel up top. Instead, takes a little floater and
in position. You're off and running.
Jackson. Baltimore looking to host the AFC Championship for the first 5.5 minutes into the game. It was 8-7 Memphis. What a comeback by South Florida. Can they find the finishing touch? Quinterly. He is the closer for Memphis. 20-point lead. You may remember Cincinnati losing to Eric Musselman's Nevada in the NCAA tournament. South Florida trying to do it on the road against top 10 Memphis. Placer will guard Jaquan Walton, who has not scored after a 23-point Sunday. Walton's going to drive it anyway, get to the right hand, and what a time for your first baskets.
Said in your face.
Closer. Said a couple of big game-winning shots here in conference play. Jourdain and the matchup on Placer. Tomlin hesitates, misses a 3. Pryor first to it, and he got bumped by Tomlin. Little embellishment after the fact, but it's certainly a foul. Duke All-American at Northwest Florida State. And it is first Walton, Jourdain, and Tomlin for Memphis. 4 starters and Naquan Tomlin.
The stagnation in this offense in the second half when they've gone zone has been remarkable.
Jones around and out for 3, and Jourdain seals off Stroud for an offensive rebound. He draws the foul out of the wire. And they're down to the wire again with South Florida. David Jones, the leading scorer in the game, is fouled. Is it on the floor or is it in the air? It's going to be a free throw at 24.
That is plus minus. He was plus 12.
Nobody would have remembered if you hadn't brought it back up. I wasn't going to call you on air.
It's all right.
Under 2 to play. Where do you go, South Florida?
Oh, well, first it starts with Memphis now, picking up pressure, using Nick Jourdain. I think for South Florida, you got to get back to spacing. That's when they've been at their best.
Stroud didn't want to take it. Not a great 3-point shooter. Youngblood from Miguel. Well short. Look at Pryor in between 3 Memphis Tigers. First of 2. Oh, he missed it. Pryor 1 for 2. Quinterly with 15. No surprise. Memphis' 2 leading scorers on the season. Their 2 leading scorers on the game. Quinterly got around Jourdain, who nearly blocked off his own man. Pryor's on the floor again. Who's a foul on? It was Pryor and Quinterly. I think it is. 1-1 for Quinterly. 85% free throw shooter. And he missed it. And Jourdain tapped it out. What a big play.
Wow. Yeah, David Jones wants it. He likes the matchup. There's going to be help coming, so he's got to be balanced.
Pryor's got 4 fouls. Trying to draw the charge. Jones misses the 3. Pryor's got his 10th.
I like something they've done before, kind of a pick and pop into an ISO situation for Pryor. He's good off the bounce. Again, when he's got room, he's tough.
Miguel, the leading scorer in the game for South Florida, was looking for Youngblood. Jourdain defended him well. Deep in the shot clock, it's Reed. It's still Reed. Left-handed, he ties it. The first tie of the game, and it's Jaden Reed's first points of the game.
Look, playmaking is a lot easier when you have the room to make plays, and all that offense lifted out high, vacates the paint, allows a playmaker to go make something happen.
Is this Javon Quinterly's time, as it has so often been this season?
Pretty hard. You got a lot of help sitting up there in this zone.
Guarded by the freshman Reed. Quinterly takes it and throws it away. And not going to use a timeout yet. The inbound is to Selton Miguel.
He wants a timeout at half court.
He wants it across half court. He'll get it right there at 6.3. Youngblood, Reed, and Pryor, the South Florida 5. Stroud looking for an inbound. Has a timeout, doesn't use it. Pryor's all alone, and he is fouled by Tomlin with 4.4 to go. How in the world did Memphis lose a 6'10 guy?
Well, look, it's not just that. Nick Jourdain, he chases away, and now it's an easy pass. If Nick Jourdain's there, that pass isn't that easily thrown. If anything, it's got to be over the top. But Nick Jourdain was taking that first pass away. He did it at half court, then took the quarter pass away.
Pryor got hit hard in the head.
On the road at Memphis.
South Florida had a timeout. Pryor's second.
Nope.
Is no good. Rebound Walton. Here's Quinterly. Quinterly's been the game winner twice this year. He does not do it again. An absolute stunner in Memphis. South Florida from 20 down has shocked the top 10 Tigers.
Wow. They're just things that you just can't predict. You look at the first half and you say this thing's really over. Memphis just needs to really put their foot down on the gas and bury their opponent. They were not able to do it, and then once again comes down to Javon Quinterly, who somehow gets a really good look off. I mean, from our seat, it actually looked good. That would have been just diabolical from Javon Quinterly, but how about Case and Pryor? How about Selton Miguel, Amir Abdul-Rahim? What a performance in the second half to win this one.
The last time an AP unranked team came back from 20 down to beat a top 10 team